Okay, let me just introduce you.
I put the table in between so that you can put us there.
Oh,
Hi, Ben. Hi,
this
I'm
is
good.
Douglas, also the founder of Leading Works.
Oh, awesome.
We met.
Oh, wow. Oh, cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and also with our covers. Okay, that face. I can see that face. Well, so did you say you're part of, I think?
Part of ITTHYNK, but also part of Ludwig.
Cool. No, it's correct.
This is Doug.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Kind of up to game publishers.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mine is in my...
I don't know, I'm having nose running. I know I'm having nose running in the morning.
We're going to start with a bit about yourself, your story, audience, by introducing the guests.
So my two tasks, only task I have is a public statement and then
But it's still very involved. So
Will you let us know when you are go live? Are you going to do now or Doug speaking or after? Now, yeah. So, Ben, just confirm. Because once we go live, we're live. We can Ben hold the live. So, I feel like once we go live,
Mic check, mic check. Hello. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. If you can hear me, raise your hands. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome, everyone. My name is Douglas Ogeto. I'll be your MC for today. So I'd like to welcome you all again to the... Sorry. I'd like to welcome everyone again for the Fakugesi Game Jam, proudly supported by Telkom. We do have our distinguished guest, Leslie Donner, as part of Simolong, I believe I mentioned that correctly, and Matebe Zobo from Telkom. So I guess let's give all ourselves a round of applause for being here today. Yes, so earlier when we started, a few house rules. So if we can all have our phones on silent, we'll appreciate. I believe you all now are within your teams and tables. Washrooms are to my right and right again. And then if you need assistance, there's myself, Sbu, Lawrence, Ben, and the team on our right. If you do need Wi-Fi, there's Simulong General. The password is Digital Innovation. So again, welcome all to this amazing day, and I believe you're all looking forward to having a great time. So without much further ado, I'd like to welcome Madam Leslie to give the opening remarks. Thank you.
Morning, thank you. I am the short one here, so I'll just do that for a second. Welcome to the day. I hope that you still felt that warm welcome, even though you couldn't hear it. I'm sure you're great at reading body language, especially since you're creating universes where you think about body languages. So welcome to Tsimologong, welcome to the Game Jam. I'm very excited that today is happening for a couple of reasons. I mean, number one, Telkom is a founding partner of Tsimologong, so it feels really nice to have our founders and our founding organization back with us. Other thing is, I mean, Matebe and I've had conversations before about like, what is the future of the gaming industry within South Africa? You know, we've had stop-start, and now we're like actually joining hands to make this thing happen. Also, I want to acknowledge, I think as well, that's our facilitators for today. But you're part of this, but you're also part of a bigger picture that we've been interrogating in terms of the future of gaming. The one is, we have been for the past year working with a number of industry partners, local and international, doing research on the gaming industry. And there's a few things I want to share with you, and I won't go into make it too long of a lecture. But the one is, as of this year, 2021, this is almost a $2 billion industry. 2 billion. And making it essentially the third largest entertainment industry in the world. But when you dig deeper and you look at where are we playing as Africans, where are we playing as South Africans, it's actually quite insignificant right now, if you look at the bigger part of it. However, we are excited that, you know, as we do call-outs at Tsimologong for some of our programming, including the likes of Digital Lab Africa, which is our premium Pan-African incubation program, we are seeing every single year the quality standard is increasing. We are seeing people at home that are sometimes hobbyists, that are tinkering at home and creating games. But the quality is super high, but often you need a platform to showcase the work. What we are seeing for me, my heart beats for inclusion. There are two things that we need to resolve. The one is, there is a substantial amount of women who are exiting the gaming industry for various reasons. The industry is not set up to support women. And I mean, if you look around the room, I'm so glad to see women. Like, don't be discouraged because there are few of you. Stick to the table. There's opportunities opening up for you. And sometimes it's linked to marriage, sometimes it's linked to having children, the fact that the industry isn't stable enough to bring consistency of income. Those are some of the reasons women are leaving. We are also seeing the fact that there are only a few studios in South Africa, and from a perspective, we still have a long way to go. We're also not seeing people move between studios, so there's not enough interaction and new job creation opportunities. So the fact that you are here, for me, shows that you have commitment to developing and driving your studio. You are at an interesting point because there are a lot of stumbling blocks because the industry is still new and emerging. But you also are at an interesting point because there's so much interest and investment in this industry. So we're interacting with international studios and platforms, we're interacting with government, we're interacting with other studios, we're interacting with African diaspora, who many of them chose to leave South Africa to go work on international games, but there is an interest to give back at home or move back home. You know, so you're at this interesting intersection, and for me, being part of this jam is that opportunity to collaborate, to learn from each other, to compete, because that's what entrepreneurs as well do. But you essentially become part of this community that Telkom has convened, that we are home for, where you can keep building and crafting this network until you have that aha, that is your go-to market. So well done for coming, well done for the commitment you've made to each other as your studios, that you've made to yourself. We are here to support, we want to see you win. We've been chatting also to our colleagues at Wits University, where that they offer the only game design degree on the continent. And it saddens us that the designers are leaving and joining secondary industries because the gaming industry itself is not strong enough. So we're essentially inviting you to be part of a community, part of a network of practitioners, where we want to work together in crafting and building what this can be. So you're invited to the jam, you're welcome to the jam, but you're also welcome to join a bigger Pan-African community and global community that Smologong is part of.
So I believe you're all excited that, given the big numbers and the wider industry that, you are definitely not doing something small, but definitely at the end of the day, we'll be building into something larger. So without much further ado, I'd like to welcome Madam Matebe, I guess with whom this would not have been possible.
Thank you. This is a short day, people. short day. Short people day today. I think thank you so much, Smologong, for just inviting us to be part of your gaming festival, to essentially just bring our challenges to you and to invite you to tap into such amazing talent that's already sitting here in this room. I think I look forward to just seeing what comes out of this. And you're right, I think, Leslie, that it feels very much like a coming home kind of situation where we years ago, I think we started this place and partnered to start this place. And it's incredible to see how well it's grown over the years. So earlier, I think, Leslie, you spoke about the gaming industry. And I think I just want to now zone into esports as a component of this gaming industry, because obviously esports is really about it's an electronic version of sports, right? So think of football, think of tennis, it's an electronic version of sports. But in this instance, it's obviously using games and brings together teams, individuals, professionals. So essentially, this is an industry that you can professionalize your gaming career as a gamer. And I think it brings the ecosystem together very well, because you've got on the one end gamers, on the other end players, and on the other end spectators, which I think close and bring this beautiful value chain together. So it's an opportunity to obviously monetize a lot of the work that you do on a day-to-day basis, but it's also an opportunity to contribute to even a broader agenda around job creation in gaming. And I think if you think about VS gaming, and I don't know how many of you know VS Gaming, but VS Gaming is basically an online platform that provides you with tournaments, leagues, and brings together gamers, professional gamers, as well as hello? Okay, there we go. And people in the industry, in terms of making sure that you can game. There are opportunities for you to go up the ladder to compete as individuals, as teams, and also okay, there we go. So Yeah, that's fine. So opportunity for you to compete as individuals, opportunity to now, that's right. See Bafana Bafana or Springbok. This doesn't seem to work. or the Springboks or cricket. So it's much about bringing the spectator element in as well, and the soul. And that's really what I want to pose the challenge to you. This is really the theme of the challenge. So obviously, as a professional, there are equipment that you. Thank you. This is me. This is what. Hello? Okay, there we go. So there's equipment that obviously needs to come into the space, right? So you need a great laptop. You probably need to be really funding yourself to continue gaming. And so the key thing is, how do we make this game accessible to, esports accessible to more gamers? Of gaming, from a cultural perspective, from a social perspective, right? But also, how do we bring the spectators along? Because really, brands like Liverpool, I don't know if you watch the EPL, I'm a Liverpool fan. Brands like the the Liverpool are built by spectators. And so at the end of the day, it's really about tapping into the spectator market to grow it. I think it's actually estimated that there are about 26.6 million viewers per month globally that are going to be coming from esports and really tuning into a lot of the gaming. And so the question is, how do we grow this audience in the South African context? And if you think about VS Gaming, which has been primarily a tournament-led and a league-led platform, how do we start to create and I don't want to say the Twitch of the future, but how do we disrupt a Twitch? And how do we think about, some of the properties that may exist, like Telkom One and others, in terms of bringing the spectators along the journey? And how do we democratize the equipment that is required for gaming, and any other solution that you can think of. And that's really what today is about. It's to tap into your genius minds and your talent, and to think about how we collectively start to grow this industry. And just as a reflection, I was thinking about, why is esports so important? Like, why bother? And I think it brings together, like I said earlier, a lot of the gaming ecosystem. But also, if you think about South African culture and South African diversity and the arts, it's really a way of celebrating that in different ways. So through gaming, from the by creating new games and content that is South African based, but also by really exposing our own creativity and flair on different platforms and different leagues. So I'd like you to think about the problem statement as it is given to you, but also think about the deeper meanings behind this. And obviously it goes without saying that, unemployment for us is a huge problem. And so the question is, how do we start to bridge, and some of these unemployment statistics through gaming and through this esports ecosystem? So it's very, very broad at this point, but think about it really big, and think about it as big, hairy, audacious goals, but also goals that you can implement in a practical way. So I look forward to seeing some of the solutions that will come out of here. I am sure it's going to be mind-blowing. So all the best and enjoy. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Another round of applause, please, for both. So we will hand out the problem statements as a printout shortly. I've also just been requested to also share a bit more about what we do. I'm part of an organization called Africa Esport Championship, and the whole idea of about Africa Esport Championship is to see how esports can grow on the continent. So just to tie into what Madam Matebe has said, the whole idea is if you look at the continent, most of the games that most people are playing is the League of Legends, the FIFA, etc. And what you guys are building will then help influence the next type of games that will be consumed on the continent. So there really isn't lack of players, there really isn't lack of consumption, but the whole idea is that how do we then get more content to be consumed on the continent, but also largely. So thanks a lot for those words. So right now, I'll move into introducing some of the mentors and speakers that we have for the event. So we do have Mr. Eric Elder, who will be part of the guest speaker tomorrow, and also part of the judge. So Mr. Elder is a professor at Chapman University in the US. He's been doing this for over 15 years. His career started as a 2D animator at MTV, and then moved to LA to work on King of the Hills and The Simpsons. He's currently focused on the emerging AR and VR industry, and he'll be sharing more tomorrow. We also have from the continent Mr. Aram Tawia, who will also be joining live from Ghana in the course of tomorrow, and also will be a judge. He's the CEO and co-founder of Letty Arts, formerly Letty Games. He's been able to win several awards for his contribution to the industry, including the British Council Young Creative Entrepreneurs Media, among others. And in his bid to promote African success, he recently published his unfolding biography called Upcoming Uncompromising Passions, the humble beginnings of an African video games industry, documenting his journey while aiming to inspire young Africans to tell our stories, and is currently a Mandela Washington Fellow. Some of you might also have played the game Valorant, so they were the narrative consultant for Astra, which is Africa's first character on an international game. We do have George Ahere, who will also be a speaker later today. He's a self-motivated creative with a bachelor's in software engineering and management from China. He's currently the CEO and lead developer at Weather Interactive, which is based partly in Kenya and Germany. And he'll also be sharing, how the industry has been able to grow on the continent. We have Madam Joy Mawela. She's a film and TV production executive. She specialized in content development, production, scheduling, acquisition, and strategy development with over 15 years experience. She's an innovative leader and pace-setter with a track record of identifying industry development opportunities. We have none other than Madam Matebe again, who's an executive with enterprise and supplier development experience. She's responsible for developing and executing the group strategy for enterprise and supplier development, focusing on innovation, investment in technology, startups, and supply chain diversity. She holds a master's in entrepreneurship and new venture creation at the University of Wits, I believe you say. Then there's Mr. Dennis Mbudia. He's developed multimedia animations for the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Studies. He's currently a lecturer at a local Kenya, almost similar institution, teaching 2D storyboarding. He's also alumni of Jomo Kenyatta University, among other programs. We have Mr. Robin Blickers. He's the head of Letsema Foundation, BA Psychology from WITS as well, and currently undertaking an MBA at the University of Cape Town with over 8 years experience in management consulting. Last but not least, we have Madam Kwezi Fudu. She has over 6 years experience as an enterprise development professional, developing incubation programs, business BDS services, monitoring and evaluation. We have Mr. Meleli Mutangwa, who will also be a mentor. He's a business process engineer and MD at Coro, with a bachelor's in chemical engineering, a master's in sustainable process engineering, quite passionate about assisting enterprises to become more efficient and sustainable. And then there's Bekimpilo Ndlovu. He's a certified Scrum product owner, and a highly analytical autodidact in the AI ML space. And he's a recipient of fellowships at a global level, including Kairos and the 8th South American Business Forum. Myself, also within the video game industry, I'd be happy to provide support where possible. So we do have amazing speakers, mentors, and guests who will be walking you through during the course of this 3-day program. So as part of the next steps, we will have 5 minutes where each of you will be able to present what you guys are working on. We do have a few boards which members will be able to interact more based on the participants. So we do have 5 minutes to present. At the 4th minute, I will say 1 minute more, and then I'll then cut you off. So we will go around, beginning with this team. So I hope you all have identified who will be presenting. So without much further delay, I'll hand over to the first team. You good?
Hello. My name is Homolang Marule. I study at WITS. I'm doing my final year, my final couple of months, and I have a company which I run with my teammates here, but we usually do like freelance things. I am a technical artist, so I am good at implementing concepts into the working game. So not just concepts to look good, but to actually work. And then we have Danai Mukuja, who is a good programmer. He's also good in game design, as well as Lisedi. They work really well as a duo when they design games. Their concepts are usually really great. And then we have Bonga, who is our artist. He really specializes in the visual aspect of things, from backgrounds to characters, whether it be 2D or 3D. And then we also have Princess Mampani, who is not here in person, but is watching the live stream. So she's also good in programming and animation, specifically, both in 3D and 2D. So we want to approach the esports thing with more of a thought towards the game development process of it and how to implement it into already established South African roots, than trying to establish something from the get-go. Because we have a lot of foundation to work with, I think, in terms of what has been presented so far. So I can't wait to get into it. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I didn't catch your name. Yeah, so yeah, we can move to the next team. Yeah, you do have 5 minutes. You can feel free to maximize.
Testing. Okay. Greetings, everyone. Hi. So my name is Zawadi Koza. I am a former, I say former because I dropped out, but yeah, I'm a game designer, and I also do photography and filming specifically for skateboarding. I came to this program via ITTHYNK, and through ITTHYNK I gained my team members, which are Lincoln Maleke, who is our team leader. He is working in visual communications, so he's also a photographer and filmer. And he owns our company, which is Mr. Gundi something. And yeah, he does the most with that. He's also going to be our manager in the team. And then our other member is Tandus Kakani, who I was with in the game jam for ITTHYNK. And Tando will be our programmer and developer for the game. He will also, for the project, and he will also be doing some implementation. And we also have Lincoln Maleke, who is a civil engineer by practice, and he will also be helping us with the creative side of things, because that's what he's passionate about. Yeah. And our fifth member, who is not here with us today, is Busiso Skakane, and he will also be a developer programmer, because he just graduated IT here at WITS, and yeah, he will be helping us out with the thing. We're looking forward to doing our best and appreciate being included in the program. So thank you.
Thanks a lot. Team 3.
Good morning, everybody. I represent the group of Skinny Boy Game Studios. We're a group comprised of very creative people. And with me, I have Tabile. Please raise your hand so that everybody can see you. He's our programmer. He's into the IT side of things. He's the coder and the programmer. Then we have Tapelo, our artist. He's the one that's going to be busy with our visual aspect of everything that we're going to be working with. Then we have Mpo, our business development. He's going to be in charge of pardon me. He's the one that's going to be making our business profitable. And we have me, Nico. I'm the artist and the designer. I work solely on the creative aspect of everything. I'm a photographer by profession. I own a small company called Photosynthesis, and I deal with portraiture and everything photography. Then we have Letty with a lady over there. She is a UX designer and a game designer. She's also working on the visual aspect of everything and also the development of the game. So yeah, that's us, Skinny Boy Game Studios. Thank you.
Thanks. I hope as the different participants are sharing about the ideas, you're all getting excited about what everyone is working on. So, yeah, in Kenya we say, if you're excited, say awo. Awo? Cool, thanks. So we'll skip the next team. We understand that the team is virtual, so we'll come to them much later on. So yeah, on to the next team.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tabang Sizuzulu, the owner of Glitch Portal. So we are a cultural storytelling group who like to just tell things through like fantasy and fun, in a fun way. I have my team right there. We have Musa, the narrative guy, the man who brings up the stories and everything. We have Polocho over there, the artiste. We have Nobile, and we also have Raven, who will be the coders, and we have myself, who will be in the design aspect of things. But being myself, I will be moving up and down to different places just to make things look like they're going right. So yeah, our team, we just have what is it? We have people from different aspects and just different backgrounds and everything, and the lovely thing is that we can all juxtapose and just bring up something beautiful. So we will be making a beautiful baby out of this hackathon, out of the creation of what we're going to do. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. I guess we're all excited. The biggest challenge in the gaming industry is diversity and inclusivity. So I believe we're all excited to see that at least there's good representation. So the last team.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Avuzwa. I'm with South Game Loft. Unfortunately, some of our members couldn't be here, but I think they'll be attending virtually. I am the narrator of our game and the programmer. I have Nompumelelo over there. She's our gamer as well, level designer. And I also have Diniko. She's also a programmer and our animator as well. We all also come from different backgrounds, but we've been able to work on pretty cool stuff. And we're going to be learning from one another and also trying to, create something amazing. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Given that George will be joining online, we'll postpone that a bit much later. So at this point, we would like to again thank another round of applause to our partners and hosts. We will allow you to be excused, but feel free to interact with the participants. So what we will do is we will now move on to the next session where each team can be able to stand by any board and then we can all, or rather you guys can be able to interact with each other, ask questions, and then we will do that for the next about 30 minutes and then we will move on to the next session. So it's 10:45. So feel free to ask each other questions for the next half hour, and then we'll regroup at 11:15. Thank you.